is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
Welcome in. First at 11, the cold snap continues. Temperatures are in the single digits right now in parts of central Indiana, but a weekend warm-up is in the forecast.
Storm Team 6 Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory joining us now with the forecast. Kevin.
And Mark and Amanda, we only made it to 19 today, so no surprise we're back in this situation where temperatures in the lower single digits to the north and northwest of Indy. 5 in Lafayette, 2 above in Peru. Indy at 14 degrees right now. Temperatures tomorrow morning will dip just below 0 in Logansport, Monticello, Lafayette at about 2, 1 below in Tipton. These will occur while you're sleeping. I think when we wake up around sunrise, temperatures will be a little warmer. There, the temperatures anywhere from 8 to 12 degrees to the south and about 8 in the metro area. Let's talk about warming temperatures. By the time we get to mid-morning, temperature of 21. That's the beginning. We have sunshine at the beginning of the day, then more clouds, but there's your warming trend. We'll give you more details on getting up and over 40 degrees coming up.
We'll see you soon, Kevin. Thank you. New at 11 tonight. An Indianapolis mother is fighting to transform her loss into a gain for her community. Her son was one of 4 people killed in a shooting on the northeast side last week. Tonight, she's calling out issues that she says contribute to violence. And tonight, RTV6's Cameron Riddle shows you how she and others are hoping to provide solutions.
On more than one occasion, this area of 42nd and Mithofer has been in the headlines for something violent or tragic, and oftentimes it happens within days of each other. But the message here tonight is that through the dark cloud that seems to hang over this area are some bright spots of hope. In the past 2 weeks, 5 people have been shot and killed in the Carriage House East apartment complex. One of them was 19-year-old Jalen Roberts.
So a lot to say about Jalen. He was a lovable person. He loved people. He loved life. He was funny. Most of all, he loved basketball.
At a vigil and resource sharing event tonight, his mother Kimberly celebrated his life and called on the community to use the opportunity to interrupt the cycle that she says creates repeat criminals and fuels violence.
They can't get a job because why? Because they have a felony. They can't get an apartment. Why? Because they have a felony. So they're trying to change their life. They're trying to do better. But every time when they go knock on the door for help, they get knocked back. So what do? They have to do what they have to do to survive. They go to violence. They go to drugs.
Pastor John Gurton is no stranger to vigils and eulogies after violent nights in Indianapolis and knows the Far East Side is where it happens often.
Yes, things happen. The Bible reminds us that there will be days like today and last Saturday. There will be tragedies.
Gurton wants people who live here to know that they are not defined by the bad and hopes they take advantage of the good, like community centers and resources waiting for them in this very neighborhood.
So many people drive past communities like this and they roll up their windows, they turn up the volume on their radios, and they drive past as if there are no dreams here. And so we wanted to acknowledge one night through a tragedy that, yeah, we see your dreams and we want to love you through the tragedy so that you can triumph and be those things that you dream.
Working for you on the East Side, Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
Well, police are still looking for the suspect behind last week's quadruple homicide. If you have any information, detectives are asking you to call IMPD at 317-327-3475, or to remain anonymous, you can call Crime Stoppers.
A special prosecutor has released the findings of an investigation into a deadly police shooting on the northeast side of Indianapolis. The Jackson County Chief Deputy Prosecutor determined 2 IMPD officers were justified when they shot and killed 45-year-old Deshaun Downing. It happened during a traffic stop in August on East 42nd Street near Richelieu Road. The investigative report says Downing, quote, grabbed a handgun where the handgun was pointed at the officers, end quote. The report also says Downing threw his gun out of the van after getting shot. And charges will not be filed against a northern Indiana mother for attacking the woman convicted of hitting and killing her children. Officials say Brittany Engel rushed past security and hit Alyssa Shepard during Shepard's sentencing hearing in December. A jury found Shepard guilty of reckless homicide in the 2018 crash at a school bus stop in Fulton County that killed Engel's 3 kids. Today, a special prosecutor announced his office will not press charges in the courtroom incident.
One of Indiana's flu-related deaths this season is a child age 4 or younger. The State Department of Health says there are now 54 deaths from flu-related illnesses in Indiana. Flu activity is widespread across the state, prompting several hospitals to restrict visitors. Doctors say it's never too late to get a flu shot.
Today marks 3 years since Abby Williams and Libby German were found dead in Delphi, and as police continue to search for the killer, civilians are also taking a close look at the crime. Andrew Iden and Barbara McDonald are behind the new podcast called Down the Hill. Listeners will hear from people in the community, in law enforcement, and family members. Iden and McDonald have covered countless murder investigation in their years working in news. They say the Delphi case stands out.
There aren't a lot of cases where you have the suspect on video talking to the victim, and then we can't identify that person.
The podcast is available on several platforms, including Apple, Spotify, and Stitcher.
New at 11, a closer look at another unsolved murder in central Indiana that's also the center of a true crime podcast. RTV6 has been revisiting the case of Angie Barlow. She disappeared in October of 2016, and her body was found 8 months later. Our Cornelius Hawker joining us now, and tonight we're hearing from Angie's family. Cornelius.
Yes, Mark. They keep a Facebook page active to update everyone on the case, telling people about potential breaks or leads, along with keeping Angie's memory alive. They are so happy about the attention this case is getting, thanks in part to that woman, Lauren Van Sickle. I introduced you to her 2 weeks ago, and she never knew Angie, but wants to make sure her voice is heard, even though she's no longer with us. Angie's mom tells me their entire family thinks of her every day, and they won't be able to get closure until those responsible for her death are brought to justice.
The living room in Angie Barlow's family's home has been turned into a memorial for the young woman who's no longer with us. Pictures of Angie and memories are all they have left.
She was our daughter. She was a granddaughter. She was a sister. She's got 3 little sisters who absolutely adored her.
For more than 3 years, Christina Kramer, Angie's mom, has helped hold her family together while also demanding justice for her daughter.
Who better to advocate for you than your mom? Because nobody on this planet will ever love you more than your mom. Sorry, Dad.
A moment of laughter to break up the overwhelming sadness everyone in this room has felt and continues to feel as those responsible for Angie's death still walk free.
You can't move on. You can't.
If she was going to set herself up to do something, she was going to succeed at that.
Locally produced podcast Crime Pursuit is dedicating 3 episodes to Angie's case and bringing renewed hope that someone might come forward with more information to help police solve this case.
You know, at this point, they're willing to talk to anybody to get, their daughter's story heard.
Lauren Van Sickle has spent years searching through public records and talking to numerous people who may have information about what happened to Angie, giving everything she's learned to the IMPD detective working on the case. She's done all this even though she never knew Angie. Lauren was just one of many people touched by her story.
It's nice. It is. It's really nice because it kind of restores your faith in humanity a little bit to know that there are people out there that are willing to put their necks on the line.
Christina can't get too specific about the status of the case, but she has this message for anyone who knows what happened to Angie but isn't telling police.
It's coming to a time where you probably need to start trying to save yourself.
She's trying to get her message through to anyone who was at the private party where Angie went to work that night back in October 2016.
Are they willing to go to prison for the rest of their lives for people who murdered someone? Once they get that key piece that they're looking for, there's going to be a lot of people that's facing a lot of charges, and they may not get the opportunity to save themselves when that does happen.
While police continue to do their work, one of Christina's main priorities is keeping the memories of Angie alive.
She'd pop in 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, "Mom, I'm starving," so I'd get up and fix them something, and, the girls would be sitting on the couch watching horror movies. Wendy, the older of the 3 surviving sisters, she'd be rubbing Angie's head, and they'd all just sit down and have like a little slumber parties, and I know they miss that. I'd give anything to have that back.
Out of all the people impacted by Angie's death, 8-year-old Zarima is the one who really pulls at your heartstrings. Although the two were 18 years apart, they spent a significant amount of time together making memories that will now have to last this little one a lifetime.
It's really special because it's the last thing Angie got to give me.
A stuffed owl that Zarima has affectionately named Angie.
I sleep with it every night.
This is what Christina wants people to see, especially the ones who know something about Angie's murder and aren't coming forward.
This is the people that they broke when, they didn't just take her. They took a piece of us.
The story you just saw, along with the first one I did, is in this story on our app. There, you'll also find a link to the Crime Pursuit podcast, along with some of the original stories we did about Angie. And next Friday at 11, we'll hear from police who give us the very latest update they have on this case. Amanda?
Thanks, Cornelius, for that. Coming up, there's a new effort to recruit more black men to the teaching profession. Educators explain why representation is especially important in the classroom.
The NBA's All-Star Weekend starts with some of the game's greats and some who's soon to be named among them. I'm Brad Brown in Chicago. We'll talk with Tamika Catchings about her latest honor coming up on the news at 11.
Ours Ashley Cash, only at Ashley Home Store.
This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
It is time to start thinking about warmer days ahead, specifically the month of May.
Today marks 100 days until the 104th running of the Indianapolis 500. Indianapolis Motor Speedway kicked off the countdown tonight by hosting a fan party in the pavilion. James Hinchcliffe says support from the local community helps make the season special.
We are on Valentine's Day. We had 2,000 people here. It's, negative digits in temperature, and the fans still come out. The city supports this event so huge, and it's great to be a part of that and kind of, in a sense, give something back to the city.
It's nice to see James there, too. And today, IMS announced changes coming to the track, including technology upgrades and restroom renovations. The Indy 500 is Sunday, May 24th. It's so nice to be able to talk about it and see it as a light at the end of this freezing tunnel.
That's right. And believe it or not, 100 days goes like that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, it will. You walk into the speedway like this, open your eyes, and you're like, wow,
it's here.
Some changes. Okay, I promised Amanda's dog I would wish him a happy birthday, so we do that right away. Leo,
look at that.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Leo.
The candles don't tell the story. He is older than one. As we go through the weekend, 38 tomorrow. Clouds will increase later in the day. 42 on Sunday. We may see a couple areas of light snow Saturday night, especially to the north. This will be responsible for the turnaround. South wind anywhere from 10 to 20. That will take our temperatures from the frigid levels that we sit at now and push those above average. As we get to tomorrow, 32 at noon. Again, lots of sunshine in the morning, but the mid-level clouds will increase through the day, settle at about 38 for the afternoon high. I mentioned to the north, slight chance for some light snow. If you're headed toward Chicago, South Bend, this may drift into central Indiana as well. That's at 6 to 7 o'clock, just around Lafayette and Peru. And I think losing steam as it comes to the south and east, but we'll keep that in mind before midnight tomorrow night. Sunday, what changes Sunday? Lots of clouds in the morning. That will keep our temperature much warmer to start with. Remember, we'll be in the teens tomorrow morning, but 33 already Sunday morning. Sunday afternoon, more sunshine as we get into the afternoon hours. Temperatures will warm into the lower 40s for the high temperature. There's your cloud cover Sunday morning. Again, we may have had a couple snow showers overnight. Then as we get into the afternoon, I stopped this at 1 o'clock. You see the clouds beginning to pull away to the south and east. We'll at least see a mixture of clouds and sunshine for the second half of the day. Temperatures in the low 40s. That is a world away from where we've been. Temperature 45 in Columbus and Bloomington. Those are base temperatures from which will warm up a little bit more on Monday and Tuesday. Temperatures by the time we get to Tuesday will start to fall. The warmer temperatures will also come with an increasing chance for rain Monday and Tuesday. Then we're colder but dry Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Temperatures are back into the teens by the time we get to Thursday morning, and 40 or so for the high by Friday afternoon. Dave?
From RTV6 Sports, this is Hoosier Hoop Hysteria.
We're
We're going to start on the far north side. Westfield hosting Hamilton Heights. Shamrocks in White. Braden Smith, the spin move and floater. Westfield within one to start the fourth. But Braden's not done. Watch the 5'10 sophomore. Good player. Good pass as well. Nick DePasquale there with the bucket. Westfield with a 55-53 lead. Less than a minute to play. The kick out to Hudson Holstedler. Drains the three. Hamilton Heights, I mean, all they got to do is get a rebound, and no, you don't want to do that. You don't want to foul. They put them at the line, and that's the game winner. Westfield wins 57-56. Shamrocks improved to 12-6. What a finish. Hey, good evening to you. Welcome to Week 10 of Hoosier Hoop Hysteria. A little hoops and hearts on a Valentine's night. Beats overpaying for a big, heavy dinner, doesn't it? And a couple of really good non-conference games on the far northeast side in a segment we call Dave's Home Video.
Okay, we're starting here in Lapel tonight as they take on Shenandoah. By the way, high school basketball, only $5. Best $5 you will spend all weekend long. There's not a parking spot to be had outside. And once you come inside, this is one of the great high school gyms in all of Indiana, and it is packed tonight. Lapel riding a 4-game winning streak. They've lost the last 3, though, to Shenandoah. Let's see what happens tonight.
Hey, how about Shenandoah's candy stripes? Who doesn't love that? The Raiders there with a statement. Lapel, two-time state champs, a lot of history with that program. And, of course, head coach Jimmy Howe, 622 career wins, 5th among active head coaches. Lapel in white, not wasting any time. Will catch and shoot. Colby Bullard drains the triple and gets into that defensive stance as well. Dave McCullough's guys, nice passing tonight. Andrew Bennett to Jacob Kinsey. Nice little left hand. Raiders on the board. Blake Mills on the other end. Little spin and jumper from 12 feet. Back and forth early, quick pace at the start. But Shenandoah starts to pull away. Caden McCullough, nice find to Cameron Grady. And Shenandoah with their 16th win of the season, 79-40 on the road.
Meanwhile, at Hamilton Southeastern, a big win with 8th-ranked Carmel. But before we get to the game, pretty special moment here. The girls' season might be over here at Hamilton Southeastern, but how about Sydney Parrish gets to celebrate one more time, this time as a McDonald's All-American. How cool is that?
Yeah, nice moment for sure. Sydney Parrish receiving her All-American jersey. They'll be busy when that game happens in March, and then headed to Oregon after that. Into the first half. 1.8 on the clock. Got to make a quick decision here. John McCall to Alex Totten. Nearly lost the ball, but Nick knocks down the 3. Royals only within 5 at the break, third quarter. Carmel on the run. Charlie Williams. Man, he was strong tonight. The sophomore beating and banging in the paint. Scores to the left hand. Pete Suter then. Little drive and kick. Jackson Jansen, the lone senior from the roster, hits the couple of threes tonight. HSC, though, kept it close. DeAndre Rhodes scores off the turnover. Vinny Buccella with an and one late in Hamilton Southeastern. A big win at home, 62-61, as they improved to 15-5. Wrapping up Dave's home video. All right, history on the line for top-ranked Bloomington South tonight, and the Panthers delivered. J.R. Holmes' guys defeat Columbus North to win their 5th straight Conference Indiana Championship. 63-48 was a final. They got 30 straight league wins. Connor Hickman had 23. IU recruit Anthony Leal had 16. South now 20-0. They host Greencastle next Friday. Also in 4A, third-ranked Lawrence Central locked up at least a share of the MIC Championship. They beat Center Grove 64-34. Bears host Mount Vernon tomorrow night on senior night. Senior night already. Where's the time gone? To the north side, meanwhile. Solid MIC battle here. North Central hosting Pike. Got a little crazy here. Watch Theron Johnson. He'll settle things down. Strong move. A little hanger in the lane. How about Leland Walker? Watch this. Dribble drive. The dime to Charlie Peterson for the lay-in. Pike's been up and down this season. Ryan Console then with the 3 ball. As Pike gets back into this thing. North Central, though, big win at home. Johnson with the 3 ball the other way. North Central, 74-58 the final. Panthers improved to 10-8. One more for you. Park Tudor might be one of the best improved, most improved teams in the area. Hosting Chittard tonight. Chittard in blue. Nice look. Noah Carter up and under on the drive. Keeping the pressure up. Meanwhile, Elliot Colbus with a quick trigger. Drains the triple. Park try to keep it close. Chittard, though, they answered all night long as they get the road dub 69-65 as you wrap up week 10 of Hoosier Hoop Hysteria. And all eyes on Chicago this weekend. The NBA All-Star Game is there. And for the first time, so is the Pacers' Domantas Sabonis. He'll join the other All-Stars for practice tomorrow. But today, 8 finalists were named to this year's Naismith Hall of Fame. The Fever's Tamika Catchings, one of them, Brad Brown, catches up with her only on RTV6.
The NBA's All-Star Weekend is a celebration of the game's great players. And as we stand here in the shadow of the Michael Jordan statue, we're just a short time removed from the Hall of Fame announcing its finalists for the class of 2020. Among them, players like Kobe Bryant, Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, and Indiana Fever legend Tamika Catchings. To have your name included with this group this year, what's kind of the overall feeling on a day like this?
That's the feeling. You know, it is. It's when I walked in here, I was one of the first ones to get here, and Artis Gilmore was sitting in the back room, and I'm like, Artis! You know, because these are the guys that my dad played with. And then as like the door kept opening, and you know, KG walked in, and Gary Payton walked in, and you know, George Gervin walked in. It was just like they just kept coming. I keep saying this, and I know like this, but I never dreamed of being a Hall of Famer. You know, I dreamed of going to the University of Tennessee. I dreamed of playing in the NBA. Then the WNBA came. Those were my dreams. Then I wanted to be an Olympian. And now to stand up on this stage and now to have the opportunity to have my name among some of the greats, it's I can't say it's a dream come true, but you know, God has definitely blesses us beyond the things that we can imagine.
The opportunity to get to represent the Fever on a level like this as well, it's got to be special.
It is amazing to be here and represent the Indiana Fever, Pacers Sports and Entertainment, you know, the state of India, or the city of Indianapolis, the state of Indiana. You know, really, I represent the state. And, you know, when you look at the Indiana Fever, you look at the Indiana Pacers, we are a statewide team. And for me, it's an honor. You know, when I went in 2001, I didn't know what would happen. I didn't know what my life would be. And, you know, definitely didn't know if Indianapolis would be my home. But I've made it my home.
The class of 2020 will be announced during the NCAA Final Four weekend. The first weekend of April in Atlanta. August 29th is the induction ceremony in Springfield, Massachusetts. At the NBA All-Star Weekend in Chicago, Brad Brown, RTV6 Sports.
The 2020 Ultima.
Welcome back. Hiring Hoosiers is about more than connecting you to job opportunities.
We're also showing you how your career path could have a big influence on others. Right now, there's a shortage of black teachers in Indiana, especially men. We checked with Indianapolis Public Schools, and black men make up just 5% of the teaching staff in a district with a greater percentage of African-American students. Marian University is partnering with the United Negro College Fund, holding community conversations to raise awareness about the need. We talked to educators about why this is so important.
Kids look up to LeBron James, but it's rare that LeBron's going to walk down the street and play basketball with them. They may look up to many different people, but if you look up to the teacher looks like me, and I can see my teacher, I can touch my teacher, I can talk to my teacher, that increases that value.
We know that there's a shortage of physicians and engineers and attorneys of color, and that's true. Getting the teachers of color first will enable those other professions over the next several decades to benefit.
For more information on the collaboration, go to hiringhoosiers.com. We'll be right back.
Will be epic.
Temperatures in the upper 30s tomorrow afternoon. We just have to get there. It will be cold in the morning, 42 on Sunday, and just so we're not caught off guard, some light snow or snow showers, especially northern half of the state tomorrow night, say between 8 and midnight.
All right. That's it for Valentine's Day, right?
Though.
Wait, that's it?
That's just about.
We got 30 minutes.
30 minutes left.
What are you going to do with it?
Good night.